Sunday morning. Welcome to the Sunday Rise. It's another Sideline Junkies Podcast Network production. I am the Midnight Rider. That is the gentleman Jack Carr. He is the big guy KG. We're going to give you some sports updates from last night. We're going to give you some previews of the day's games. Hopefully you're here for a good time because we are. Let's have a blast. Let's get it started, KG.
What's happening, everybody? Glad to be here. How you feeling, gentleman Jack?
Doing good.
How about you, Midnight Rider?
I'm good, man. I'm ready to go.
That's good to hear.
Oh, I think I told you this before, but I'm gonna say it on the show. It's back. It's back. That Washington football over everything is back. Mm-hmm. Like I'm literally taking my kid back home at 2, drop him off at 3, so I'll be back home by 4. Like, yeah, my Sundays are planned around this team. And I hadn't done that in a while. If it was this time last year, I'd be taking him home at 5, leaving here at 5:30 to drop him off at 6:30. And I'd probably hear the whole game in the car. Nah, I can't do that no more.
Yeah, I hear that. I feel the same way. I got to a point, several years ago to where I sometimes would prefer to do yard work over watching the game and the devastation that we would have, So, yeah, it is fun to wake up Sunday and be like, let's get it on, And then I find out 4 o'clock game. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm ready for it at 1 o'clock. You know what I mean?
The whole time I went out this morning, like around 10:30. I make my normal run to the store, come back. The whole time I'm going to the store, people talking to me about the Redskins or the Commanders. And then coming back out of the store, they were talking. So I was like, yeah, we got the energy back. It's not all the way back, but it's starting. It's starting to buzz.
I agree. And it feels good. It feels real good again to have some meaningful football in week 6 in Washington,
Hell yeah.
I agree with you, gentlemen. Ross put it best when he said this fan base has PTSD from what has happened over the last 30 years. And it's hard to get happy about it, but it seems like we're coming out of that. And I'm glad to say that. I feel good saying that. So, and I didn't do my due diligence, so I do apologize. The WrestleManiacs were here last night, as you can see by the background. So let me fix that. I'm sorry about that. I looked at that this morning and didn't fix it. But the WrestleManiacs were here last night. So if you did not catch the Saturday night WrestleManiacs last night, please go back and look at that. You won't be disappointed. The Midnight Rider himself checked in on that. All I'm going to say is only wrestlers. Oh, man. Let's jump off into this show. MLB playoff update. One half of the World Series is set. The Yankees, my Yankees, beat the Guardians last night 5-2 and 10. 3-run shot in the top of the 10th sealed it. So you got a New York team in the World Series. The Dodgers lead on the other side 3-2. They play in LA tomorrow at 8:08 p.m. Eastern time. Before I throw it to you, gentlemen, can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
We just talked about PTSD and football, right? And as a fan base having PTSD now, I've been a Yankee fan since 94. That was about the time I started really being a Yankee fan. To be honest, it hurt my godmother's feelings because I became a Yankee fan because she's an Oriole fan. So she said that's the only mistake she ever made in raising me was me becoming a Yankee fan. So I have seen the highs, I've seen the lows. Of course, the the championships with the Yankee Clipper and Posada and Bernie Williams, and I was a big Bernie Williams fan.
Oh yeah.
Paul O'Neill, you know, seeing the championships with these guys. And then you get to a point when you like, all right, next group about to step up. And then you get to the ALCS. And you like, this is just another series because we belong in the World Series. I'd rather go to the World Series and lose than losing the ALCS and then seeing them lose in the wild card, seeing them lose in the ALDS. Make it to the ALCS and lose 4 straight games. It racks your brain. And it's like, I can't get happy about making a World Series this year. If they make it to a point where they got a clinching game, maybe I'll get happy. I can't. As a Yankee fan, I am so terrified of being happy right now because I can't deal with that letdown. And I know it sounds childish. It sounds crazy to some. You should be happy, but I can't because we face the Dodgers and Shohei do Shohei things. We're screwed.
Yeah.
Matty Ice said my heart hurts today.
Yeah, I feel for you, Matty. But I tell you what, Cleveland was rocking, and that's something Cleveland needed. I'm sad they didn't go to the series, but I'm telling you, being in that championship series there had Cleveland rocking these last couple of days. So good for the city of Cleveland.
Matty Ice said, bottom line, just can't get the Yankees extra outs. Guards did it in 3 games and they lost.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, try being a Cleveland Indians Guardians fan. Yeah, I get that. I do. It's
we stop you from this Cry Me a River moment, man? Oh, my Yankees. I can't believe it. Oh, us not being in the World Series in so long. Stop it.
I can't.
Stop it.
I guess it's more of a.
You should be celebrating right now. You got 2 of the best players in baseball on your team right now. And yeah, they have Shohei and they got Mookie. But I think I'll take Aaron Judge and my favorite baseball player, Juan Soto, over those 2 any day.
But I'll say this. We did a baseball preview show. We did a mid-season report, and then we did the playoffs. Now, Matty was there for all of that, just like he is for hockey. Jack's there. You guys know baseball. Remember Jack and Midnight Rider? Remember we were talking with Matty. He was talking about the Guardians and how they were supposed to lose 90 games. But their pitching came through and how good their pitching is. I had no reason to believe the Yankees, because the Yankees struggled against good pitching this season. I had no reason to believe that they were not going to that they were going to beat the Guardians. And Clase he was lights out all season.
Until.
And how was I supposed to believe that?
You're a fan. Like, it's just believe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a
you know
realist.
what you need. Just say his name.
I believe in Joe Hendry. We would play that, but we can't play that because last time we played that, we got a cease and desist.
Good boy. But you're gonna, you know, you're talking about all this letdown. I mean, as Midnight Rider said, you should just celebrate that your squad is in the World Series because they're gonna lose to the Dodgers. So be happy with that, big guy.
No, I mean, talk about last night. I don't know if you got a chance to see it, Jack. It's a cut up. I'll send it to the Sideline Junkies podcast if you haven't seen the at bat by Juan Soto last night in the 10th inning. It's probably one of the best at bats I've ever seen. He basically fought any and every off speed pitch. The pitcher basically he forced the pitcher to throw him a fastball, and when he threw him the fastball, Juan put it in the seats. And it wasn't down the line to the short part of the field. It was like right center or left center. I can't remember where. And yeah, and then he gets to first base and he just lets out this yell and pounds his chest. Like it's nothing but love for that guy. I still wish he was here, but business is what business is. But he's been worth the money. He's been worth the price of admission the whole time, and that's the beautiful thing.
Yeah. Well, Soto had a great series.
And the fact that Giancarlo with 4 home runs was the MVP, that alone.
Giancarlo, he's on fire. I couldn't believe I saw he hit another homer last night. I tell you, he's been stroking the ball, raking. Deservingly the MVP of that series.
Hell yeah.
So
I'll say this on a video game note. I wish Giancarlo Stanton hit like that on MLB The Show, because he damn sure don't. I be on base waiting for him to bring me home. He hitting in the 4-hole. He always strikes out when I'm on base. I got to be the one to hit the home runs, man. Come on, bro. I can't do this by myself.
Yeah.
But congratulations to my Yankees, Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
My heart feels for you. I think that's where a lot of it comes from, because Maddie had me so invested in the Guardians with him being at the game, him talking about, he had me so invested. I think that's where it comes from. I think that's where the heartbreak comes from. But I'm terrified. I really am, because I don't think the Dodgers will be a bad matchup. But then on the other hand, I think the Mets will be a bad matchup. The Mets are the darling of the playoffs. Nobody believed the Mets are going to be where they are now. The Mets were supposed to lose 100 games again.
But
Mets ain't doing nothing to the Dodgers.
Hold on. That's 2 points. First, we did say when we did the baseball preview, if Cleveland gets their pitching and their pitchers act right, they're going to be they're going to exceed their total. We did say that.
Right? And it happened.
Second is the Mets. I keep saying this, and I've said this the last couple of shows. The Mets just got right. The Mets didn't change their team, but for 2 players. Jose Iglesias came up. They started getting identity. They started having fun. They started playing OMG, the song by Iglesias. They even sing My Girl Now in the pregame. They actually had the Temptations there for like game 5 to actually sing along with My Girl. They've just had, and they had Grimace. I'm sorry, I forgot the biggest key. And it's just been one of those magical moments. Like baseball is weird like that. You get these moments where all of a sudden, you can do no wrong. You get every break. You get every bounce. That's how the Nats won in 19. That's how you had that Oakland team that won something like 20 games in a row. That's just how the nature of baseball is.
I can't deny it.
I can't deny it. How they gonna
Stanton
mess
had
with
8 hits
me?
in Progressive Fields in the playoffs, all homers.
Yep.
That's a stat. Well,
Stat.
we'll find out who the other half is tomorrow night if the Dodgers win, or we have to wait a couple of days and see what happens in Game 7. But one half of the World Series is set. So, WNBA Finals. The Game 5 is tonight at 8:00. Tied at 2 apiece. Lynx at the Liberty. Game 4 was 82-80. The Lynx won in Game 4 that was in Minnesota. Which one? It was I can't remember. I got to figure out which one it was. It was a game, and I think the Lynx, when they won in New York, did they win a game in New York? No, they did win one in New York. No, they didn't. It was one. It might have been the last game, but they pulled out the electric slide at the end of the game, and it was a journalist that was like, "Oh, the Lynx have a choreographed dance move that they invented for the win after this game." And I can't. Who was it? It wasn't Doug Gottlieb. It might have been Stan Verrett. he was like, yeah, that's why we need diversity in sports journalism, because that's the electric slide that's been around for centuries. That's done at every cookout. So, but you said something about the Mets. When you have something that can catch on and it's something that just does it, that one thing. I think that might be the Lynx thing. So I don't know, but I think the Liberty take it tonight. I think the Liberty come out, they play a different brand of ball, and they take it. What you guys got?
Yeah, I agree. I think I was surprised to see the Lynx get that last victory. I definitely thought this series was over in 3 or 4 games. I still think the Liberty's the better team, so I go Liberty to win it all.
I don't know who to take. Both. I like the fact that both teams just play hard. Both teams play hard. Who is that? Is that Rasheed Wallace? I think that is. But no, I just think that it's going to come down to it. And I think who star shines the brightest. I mean, we had the one game where Nescu shoots a shot that wins the game for him late. I think we've seen.
Next game was Williams. Game 2 was Williams.
Yeah, I think we've seen enough that we should know that women's basketball is in a good place.
Oh, sure is.
And I think Jack brought it up before, but just this league going to the 7-game series is going to make it even better. So we'll see how that goes and plays out, man.
You talk about Ionescu hitting that step back shot. I think I said something about it. I don't remember if I said it on air, but that was somebody tweeted, was like Sabrina Cole, and somebody had to reply to it. You know, Caitlin Clark been doing that for the longest.
Yeah,
you said that last show.
I did. Okay.
Yeah.
Let these girls shine. It's not about Caitlin Clark. It's not about Angel Reese. Even though we talked about Angel Reese last night on the WrestleManiacs, but it's not about Caitlin Clark. It's not about Angel Reese. It's about the ladies that play for the Lynx and the Liberty. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese didn't make the finals. They are a non-factor right now. They don't have anything to do in this discussion.
You're right. I thought it was out of place to even mention Caitlin on that. You know, I mean, yeah, Caitlin's done some great things, but she's not in this finals here. Let's let these gals in the finals get their props.
Right.
I mean, I like what Caitlin's doing.
Hail to the Redskins, and how about them Terps? Well, we about to get to college football. Go ahead,
Robert
Jack.
Griffith. What's up, Robert Griffith? No, I just say, let these gals get their shine, man. There's no need to even throw Caitlin Clark's name into that conversation. As much as, you know, I like what Clark's doing for the league and for herself, these girls are in the finals. Let them get their shine.
Speaking of shine, let's do some college football roundup, because it was all over the place. Let me get my scores up here. We're gonna do some top 25 scores.
All right.
But I Notre Dame won. That's the big thing for me. Notre Dame won.
Play Tech, man.
But Georgia Tech is so good. That's just such a hard out.
But Tech came out with their whites on and their white helmets, which you don't see often. You know, usually this game looks like twinsies, you know what I'm saying? With their uniforms looking so similar. So when I did tune in, I noticed Tech had their whites with white helmets. So it looked a little different. I mean, Dame still got Navy coming up, so that's another twinsy game.
Is that Navy game is in at Notre Dame Stadium, I believe. I was hoping it was here, but I noticed they don't. When they play Notre Dame, they never played Notre Dame at Navy Marine Corps Stadium. They'll play them at a neutral site.
Yeah, same thing with the Army-Navy game. It's just gotten so big now. And I tell you, the Army-Navy game might have some big significance this year. I believe both teams are still undefeated. So I got a feeling Navy's probably going to come into that game with one loss, because I got a feeling Navy's going to drop it to Notre Dame. But still, if there's a one-loss contest in the Army-Navy game, it's going to make that game more significant as well. So I'm looking forward to the Army-Navy game already, even though it's 3 or 4 weeks away.
Well, technically, you can get that game twice. You can get that game twice because if they finish 1-2 in their league, they would play in their league championship game first. Then they would go the following week and have the classic Army-Navy game separate.
Really?
Yep.
And what league they in? Patriot?
I think they like Conference USA or something like that.
Who's that? Navy?
Yeah.
Navy's in Navy's no longer independent. I think it is Conference USA.
It's something like that. But basically, if those two stay in their respective 1 and 2 spots, they will end up playing the conference championship game the week before, and then also play the week after in the traditional Army-Navy game.
That would be beautiful. Yeah, that would be sweet to see twice, true, because it should be a great game. I mean, it usually is, no matter what their records are, though, tell you the truth. Them boys go out there with the heart, and you can't, I just can't say enough about the respect I give anybody that's in the military, whether you're on the football team or on the front line, man. I give you respect.
Let me say this real quick, because I've never in my life had a talk about service academies in football. Now, service academies in basketball, different story, because a lot of great coaches got their starts at the service academies in basketball. A lot of great coaches got their starts in service academy in football too. But we're having a conversation about undefeated service academies and going to the conference championship games. Ain't nothing better in the world. Because, I mean, granted, I pull for Navy a lot. Air Force, I think, is the best service academy as far as football goes. I think they're the best because they always running up the score on somebody, and their offense is just dynamic. And I'm like, these guys got talent, but you'll never see them in the NFL because once their football career is done in college, they gone to their military careers. So they gone to a guaranteed job.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
There's a few that have done it, but it's very rare.
I know it's hard to get them to get that waiver so you can defer your enlistment so you can go play in the NFL for a little bit. It's hard to get that waiver if you're good enough. But
yeah, they've been in the last 10 years, they've been a lot more lenient with that.
Okay.
Before.
Yes. And just to give you a little heads up, Air Force this year is 1-6.
Mm-hmm.
How
the tables have turned. Jeez.
Just a couple years ago, Air Force was tight.
Yeah. Couple of other scores. Number 2 Oregon beat Purdue 35-0. If you've ever listened to the Gridiron, what is it called? Midnight Rider. I can't get it right. What is the Gridiron?
It is the greatest fictitious sports show in the land.
And if you ever listen to us, we talk about Oregon and we talk about this Ducks team. I don't know if Big Jim was coaching this team, but it's 35. It was 35-0 on Friday over Purdue. BYU number 13 beat Oklahoma State 38-35. Missouri beat Auburn 21-17. Jack, you said you had Auburn in that game, right?
Yes, sir, I did. I had Auburn, I had Tennessee, and I had Georgia. Nice one.
So
nice lick.
If the problem with the Auburn game, give me that score again.
21-17. Missouri.
Huh?
Missouri won 21-17.
No, Auburn won.
I'm talking about the Auburn game.
I got Missouri 21, Auburn 17. Unless you got something different. Google got it as Missouri winning.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a 6-point spread.
Oh, so you won all points.
Mm-hmm.
My guy.
There's another kicker in this game. Missouri's quarterback Brady Cook ended up getting hurt, and his backup had to come in. So it was one Mr. Drew Pine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah, that's him.
He drawn Pine.
He left Notre Dame 2 years ago, and he's played at 2 other stops. I thought he should have been gone by now, but yeah.
He didn't do great yesterday. I mean, 78 yards, 10 for 21. But I guess he held it down enough to get the win.
Well, I
think
mean,
it needs
Missouri's
to be a
defense
rule on
is
that.
one of the best defenses in the country as a
Mhm.
collective.
Mm-hmm.
I think it
There'll
needs to
be
be a
another,
rule
there
on
another
that,
team that's just going to be in the hunt or around the hunt, but they got to get Brady Cook back for them to beat the better teams.
I don't think you should be
Definitely.
able to transfer more than once, or maybe more than
Oh.
twice. But you
Oh
got guys
man,
who
what's
transfer 7, 8 times, but if you transfer from one school to another, let's say you leave Maryland and you go from Maryland to UConn, and you're a quarterback, and you're not starting at Maryland, so you go to UConn and start. You get beat out, start there. Okay, then you leave UConn and you go to Indiana, and you're not starting there, buddy. You're not a starting quarterback. If you go into lower schools and you're not starting, you're not a quarterback. I think you need to change your. You could be an H2O technician. You could be a safety. You could be something, but don't be a quarterback.
There's a kid. His last name is McCall. He started his career at Marshall. I think he transferred to like NC State or somewhere like that, and then he transferred again. I think he's on like his third or fourth transfer, and he came in during that COVID stretch. So you get the COVID year with a lot of these guys. So it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Miami beat Louisville 52-45 at aforementioned.
That's Miami is just the luckiest team in the world.
Their
Like,
defense ain't doing shit.
It's not. That's one. Two. Somehow it's just like they get away with they get a call each game, and then there was something else that happened yesterday. It was just they just kept getting lucky, and Louisville just didn't have enough at the end. It was crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
The aforementioned Army beat East Carolina 45-28. Clemson beat Virginia 48-31.
Clemson's got their offense rolling again. They need the defense need to find some get right. Is what the defense needs over there at Clemson. Everybody wrote Clemson off after week 1 loss to Georgia. A lot of people did, and the lackluster offense Clemson had their first 2-3 weeks. People were like, "Oh, Clemson's failing." But I tell you, their offense is back on track, and the defense just needs to get right, and Cleveland can be doing some damage come playoff time.
Yeah, I mean, your boy Clint starting to play. They're starting to get a running game. So it's starting to look up for him.
It is.
Indiana, aforementioned, beat the brakes off Nebraska 56-7. Navy beat Charlotte 51-17.
Let's stop there real quick. Because Indiana's coach, Signetti, I think is how you say his last name. He's my new favorite coach. They were like, well, how do you get recruits? He said, I win ball games. And if you don't know that, Google me, baby. Google me.
It's the truth.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee, they woke up this morning still taking the goalposts through the city, singing Rocky Top. They beat Alabama 24-17.
I think that game hurts Jalen Milroe from a standpoint of his draft status. I think he didn't look like he was a pro quarterback or had potential to be a pro quarterback. He didn't let a naysayer know last night. So yeah, I think he struggled last night.
He made some bad choices in some of his throws. Got picked twice. I thought the same thing. But as I was looking at these matchups yesterday, Tennessee just grabbed me, man, and I picked Tennessee to win this ball game. And Tennessee's something, man. They've been growing every week, so keep your eye on that Tennessee program. Their running game's on point. Mr. Sampson had 139 yards rushing yesterday. Quarterback at Tennessee does what he needs to do to win. Tennessee's a solid squad.
I'll give you that. Here's a squad that I'm wondering where's this season going? Number 22 Illinois beat number 24 Michigan 21-7.
Yeah.
Michigan was one of my top dogs this year, and
It's real simple.
where we
I can tell you
Harbaugh.
what happened.
Harbaugh.
No, that's not it. It's they got two quarterbacks. Orgy, and I've got the other kid's last name. They don't believe in either one of them, and you can tell they don't believe in them.
Tuttle's the other one.
They don't put them in position to where they show faith in them, either completing passes or carrying that team.
Mhm.
And that's where the struggle. That's where the struggle is. It's that simple.
Well,
Yeah.
We talked about Notre Dame beating Georgia Tech 31-13. Texas A&M 34-24 over Mississippi State.
Texas A&M is starting to. Everybody forgets that Texas A&M probably 2 of the last 4 years or 3 of the last 4 years, they were in the top 10 in recruiting classes. They brought in talent. Jimbo brought in a lot of guys that could play, especially in the skills positions. Their only problem was behind the center. And they're starting to believe in the kid they have now. But, I mean, it's still a struggle. He's not elite, but he still does just enough to win ball games at that level.
Mm-hmm. You talk about the recruits coming to Texas Tech. Who wouldn't want to play for Jimbo, dude? I'd stop trains for Jimbo Fisher.
But you know he's gone now.
Oh, these are all his recruits now. I did
He's
not
all
know.
his recruits, but he's gone.
Where is he at now?
At home with a remote because he had like a $70 million dollar buyout.
I did not know he was gone from Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I need something like that. Buy me out.
Yeah. By me, I'll take $1 million to sit on the couch.
Hey, I can figure out my plans after that.
I'll take $100,000 and sit on the couch.
Number 8 LSU 34-10 over Arkansas Pig Sooie. We talked about Texas and Georgia. Number 1 Texas loses to Georgia. Number 5 Georgia 30-15. K-State, Kansas State beats West Virginia 45-18. Iowa 38-35 over UCF, and SMU beats Stanford 40-10. This is just the top 25. I just want to, before we get off and go into the NFL, got to give props to the 5-2 Colorado Buffaloes. Everybody said Deion was going to suck this year. He's going to leave because they're not going to win more than one game. This team is bad. They've been rolling the last couple of weeks, and all the naysayers been quiet. Nobody's been talking about Colorado and their problems. And I like that everybody's quiet now, but use that same energy that you had when they were faltering, they were stumbling. Use that same energy to praise them on getting the ship right to be 5-2. One more game and they're bowl eligible.
Well, it's been. I don't know if they called Xavier to get some help with offense, but they've run the ball a lot more than they did in the past, and what's really holding up is their offensive line. Their line's playing much better now than they were before. So maybe Shepard and company will figure something out. But that's the key. And now your boy Shedeur is playing like Jack's been saying the whole time, like a top QB.
He had a couple picks yesterday, but he didn't run as much as he has in the past. I think he only has 6-7 rushes yesterday. But, Colorado looks solid. And your boy from Boise State got off again yesterday for another 200 plus. That kid, I don't care. I mean, he played Hawaii yesterday, but he probably didn't play 4 quarters.
Right.
You know? What's his name again?
Genty.
Austin Genty, ain't it?
Yeah, he's a runner. He's a runner.
All right. So we come to that point in the show.
You're not going to give the local boys any love?
Oh, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was
after they got the whooping and shit to bed against Northwestern, we shouldn't give them no props to that.
Maryland with a comeback win yesterday. I am so sorry. I am so sorry because a lot of people were like, oh, man, this game is over. This game is done. Maryland came back and won yesterday in epic fashion. If I'm not mistaken, that game was in College Park.
It was.
I thought it was over. I turned it on. I turned back and saw they came back. Man, that was amazing.
And
yeah, that was one of the ones I had to watch that, and I had to watch the Indiana game. So I think it was something else I had to watch. Oh, Alabama and Tennessee. I was all over the place yesterday, trying to catch as much as I could. Even Colorado and Arizona, but to Mike Locksley, I want to give him a because we were sitting here yesterday. I was talking to my cousin, and we were talking about them getting wins, and I'm like, Maryland should win this ball game. And they came down the stretch and they stole it, but it was one of those things where it's one of those games they had to have to keep themselves in line to try to get into a bowl game, try to have a decent season, because they're starting to get into the heavy hitters of their schedule here in a little bit, where you're going to be questioning, can they win this ball game?
Agreed with that. Agreed. I know the boss is happy about that. So, without further ado, gentlemen, let's move over to the side. We got to get into this. We got to get into what the boss says.
Good morning, good people. This is the Boss B on the Sunday Rise with the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. Good morning to you all. Big Guy KG, Midnight Rider, the Gentleman Jack. Hope y'all all having a great morning. I'm gonna be quick with this. I'll send my picks into the guys later. Do y'all understand what I say, chess versus checkers? I know y'all say, B, you say the same shit over and over again, but it's a reason why I say it over and over again. Tennessee beat Alabama last night. It's not because Alabama don't have the players. This is, a year removed from Saban? These are still his recruits. It's because the guy there has a chessboard, He has a chessboard. He has the pieces, but he doesn't quite know how to play that game yet. I say it over and over again. And I get to it because I loop it into my Buffalo Bills all the time. He got the pieces. But one thing I will give Nick Saban, when your team came to play him, even if you played 120% to your ability and you were on the verge of beating Alabama, he always had something in his pocket. He was always half a step ahead of you. And could get Alabama out of a jam, setting things up in the first quarter that led to plays in the third and fourth quarter, right? On top of having some of the best players in the nation. So kudos to Tennessee for taking out Alabama. My Maryland Terrapins, man, they were down at home to USC, and this is where you got to give somebody their flowers. Billy Edwards Jr. Some of the plays he made yesterday, he made a play where he was falling back and they ruled him down, but he just threw the ball up, and I don't know if the USC got intercepted it or not, but it could have been just a terrible play. And it's plays like that through the game when you have a quarterback like that that has that gunslinger mentality, that you're like, oh man, if those plays go the other way, the little flip pass, if those plays go the other way, you're calling for his head today. But they don't go the other way, and they get Maryland out of jams and get them down there, and lo and behold, the man finishes off, walks into the end zone to take the lead over USC and kneel it out. And I know this ain't the USC from 20 years ago, but this is a big win for that Maryland program. They struggled with some teams. They lost a game to Michigan State at home, and Michigan State and Maryland on par with each other when it comes to football. But USC was supposed to come in here and beat Maryland, and Maryland just found a way to come out with a victory. I don't know if they've been watching the Gridiron. I don't know if they've been watching the Sideline Junkies League and watching me do my thing with the Terps, but It looked eerily similar. I'm not going to take credit for anything, but I'm just saying. But great win for the Maryland Terrapins. Really, really happy to see it. Today, Buffalo, Tennessee. I don't care what the line is. I don't care what the over-under is. Ladies, wives, please cover your earmuffs. Please cover your ears when I say this. The Buffalo Bills better lay the Tennessee Titans on the ground, face down, and they better drag their nuts from their ass to the back of their neck several times while holding their face in the dirt. Okay, now, the Bills, of course, get Amari Cooper. I haven't seen Amari Cooper smile not one time. Amari Cooper's about business. Not too sure if he's happy about being in Buffalo. I'm pretty sure a player of his caliber, they should have had a say in where he went to. But he just looks like he's just all about business. Now, two things concern me, right? Well, let me tell you my main concern. I don't know if it's two things. I have been harping all year about this Buffalo Bill core, receivers, tight ends, running back James Cook, and having a great quarterback like Josh Allen, them, having to gel and learn each other, but at the same time, having the players on the field, drafting Keon Coleman to make some noise. And they did that the first couple of games, and then it just fell off the face of the earth. So is Amari Cooper going to come and solve that problem? I don't know. I don't know if that's Joe Brady, the play calling, because it just seems like you drafted this big rookie wide receiver, and you're not using him to his potential. You're not putting him in places where he's supposed to be at. It seemed like when Khalil Shakir went down, like the whole offense went down. And if that's the case, and that's on Josh Allen, you can't be that comfortable with one receiver that when he goes down, your whole offense goes down. You still got James Cook. I still have not seen why Dalton Kincaid was drafted in the first round. You see flashes, but to draft him in the spot he was drafted at, he is severely underused. So is Keon Coleman. At times, James Cook is. It's just head scratching. So Amari Cooper comes in here, and you hope that veteran leadership, the professionalism, rubs off on that core of receivers, and he can help, guide them, kind of like what Von Miller did for Greg Rousseau and AJ Epinesa. You can see that tutelage hitting the field hard. But the Buffalo Bills better have at least 5 sacks. Mason Rudolph is starting today. He sees ghosts. This better not be a close game. This has to be a game where this is an FCS game. And the Midnight Rider and the big guy KG know what I'm talking about. FCS. This is a game where you get Amari Cooper, you get some chemistry going between those guys, and Josh and Amari Cooper get their timing down. You dangle the carrot a little bit. You call the wife on the sideline. This better not be a close game. It just better not be. Buffalo needs to go in here and handle business today to go to 5-2 and keep ahead of the AFC East, while you got Miami struggling without Tua, while you got the Jets struggling, which they just got Hassan Reddick back. He just came to a deal. That's going to make them a little bit more dangerous than what they were, but he's not in game shape. It's going to take him 5 to 6 games to get in game shape. He might be in shape, but he's not in game shape. So we'll see how that front goes. And, of course, they got Devontae Adams. The Jets do.
That's the boss, gentlemen.
You said one thing. You said one thing that I enjoyed, because he talks about it, and it's funny because we all have our things. He talk about the chess and the checkers. You'll hear me talk about identity and type. We all kind of have our cliches or our things, but he hit this one out of the park, because there was a stat yesterday on College Game Day where he talked about the dude DeBoer. When he coached at Washington, they had played something like, I think 10 of their ball games last season came down to like one possession scores. So they always play in close ball games. He doesn't put his team in a situation to blow teams out. And you saw it yesterday, and unfortunately they didn't make enough plays to win the ball game. And that's the recipe of how they lose to Tennessee. So I gotta give the boys kudos for because that's absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, we're doing a 6-pack of games, so let's run through it.
6-pack. I got 5-piece.
The 6-pack was a late edition. This is the late edition here, that Lions Vikings game, because this
yes,
is
sir.
This
yes,
is a good
sir.
game.
I was thinking the same thing when I saw our 5-piece. I was like, man, we got to put that Lions game on there. Good call. Good call.
Hey guys, like I always tell y'all, I throw these out. These are suggestions. This isn't the template. So you see a game, no, seriously, you see a game that needs our attention, please, because I like to have like a diverse thought process on this. You know, this is just me going through like, oh, I like this matchup. I like this matchup. So if you like something, please believe me. Throw it out there. Say, hey, Midnight, can we put this instead of this or whatever? If you want to add a game, you got to be able to take one out. And if you can't take one out, we do a 6-pack. Let's go.
Let's go. As we say every week, Lions are brought to you by FanDuel, our official, unofficial sponsor during the NFL season. Speaking of which, I know I got my picks in. Let me make sure I got my daggone lineup set up because I got another easy win coming this week. Lions versus Vikings. Vikings 1.5-point favorites, over under 50.5. Jack Carr, take it away.
Ooh. I do think this is going to be a high-scoring game. You know, Lions going to do what they do. Throw the ball, run the ball, run the ball, throw the ball. They're going to do what they're going to do. Vikings, I think their passing game is going to be on point. Got no Aiden Hutchinson to be bugging them back there in the backfield. God bless Aiden Hutchinson. Hope you heal up quick, buddy. See you next season. I really enjoyed watching that young man play. It's a shame what happened. Oh, man. I used to always love watching the Lions-Vikings games back in the day, man. Oh, I don't know. Push. I'm going to take a push. No, I think Detroit's going to eke it out. Detroit by 3, and the over.
Yeah, this is going to be a nice ball game. It's amazing when quarterbacks get to places where they have talent around them, and you have a coach that knows how to manage a ball game. KOC, Kevin O'Connell, if he doesn't win Coach of the Year, or he isn't the favorite right now, it's only Andy Reid. Like, that's the only other person that should be ahead of him. I'm dead serious, KG. Don't give me that look. I'm dead serious. You came into the season with Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold playing all time.
Look, I'll do it this way for you, KG. Tommy Kramer ain't walking through that door. All right? Randall Cunningham ain't coming through that door. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Their starter went down. It should have been McCarthy. But this shows you that offense, that Shanahan tree. Everybody talks about the system, and the system is the system. And this system has a way of taking guys who lost their confidence and making them look good and actually making them look like functioning quarterbacks. So with all that said, I forgot to tell you, there's a new nickname in Detroit too. It's Sonic and Knuckles. And that is what Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery are calling themselves. So if you don't know Sonic the Hedgehog and Knuckles, that's where that comes from. So they didn't want to be like Thump and Grind or anything like that. They wanted to be Sonic and Knuckles.
Or the traditional Thunder and Lightning.
Yes, yep.
Thump and Grind. I don't think I've ever heard that one. I've heard Thump and Bump, but not Thump and Grind. Okay.
So what you taking there, Midnight Rider?
So I'm going to take the Lions. I'm sorry. Thanks for keeping me on track, Jack.
Sure, sir.
Lions. Plus 50.5 for sure. And the over. So Lions and the over.
All right. And since you started this, I'm gonna finish it. I like how you brought out Tommy Kramer. So I see what I got to do. I'm gonna do this for every game. Letting you know that now. I'm gonna do this for every game. Obscure quarterbacks on deck. Let's go. For the Lions, Andre Ware is not walking through that door.
Well, they glad about that.
Jared Goff. Yeah, well, I mean, Andre Ware was my guy. But the Vikings are 5-0. Lions are 4-1. I think today, I said it last week, but I think today is the day that the Vikings, their win streak is ended. But it's not going to be a bad loss. Give me the Lions. I think I got to agree with Jack. I think Jack took the Lions by 3. I'll take the Lions by 3 and give me the over. I'm going to say 38-35 Lions. Shootout. Pow, pow. Big guns. Big guns.
Yeah, I ain't no more Midnight Rider. You ain't got no shooter on you.
No, it's 38-35. You don't have, that doesn't get the gun sound.
That's
shootout. When he says 20-13, that's when you get, it's the KG shootout. That's when you pew 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 pew.
Next up, you got the Ravens versus the Buccaneers. Somehow, some way, the Ravens are under in this game. The Buccaneers are 3.5 point favorite. 49.5 is the over under. Jack Carr, take it away for me.
Yeah, we're going down to Tampa Bay for this game. So Ravens going to break out the suntan lotion and be chilling. But I think Tampa Bay going to be all about business. Baker Mayfield's on a mission, man. The boy wants to win. He wants to continue winning. He wants to be a winner. I don't know, man. I know I went against Baltimore last week, but I'm going to go against them again. I'm going to take Tampa Bay in a close game. We're going to go under on this one. Tampa Bay and the under is what I like in this. I think they're going to contain Jackson as best they can. I don't see Likely having the week he had last week. He probably had better cornerbacks checking him than he had last week. So definitely the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it's going to be the under.
Well, there's a little song that says, "Tell me how to get to Sesame Street." I can tell you how we got to -3.5. And of course, you get the 3 points for being the home team in games that they consider even. And I think that there's a little advantage to the line. So that's why I think you get the hook here, because I think they know the NFL is this 3.5 is a teaser. It's something that if you know how to do a teaser in your bets, you would tease this down either to 3 or 2.5, or you tease it up to 4 to get you a round number. So that way you'll be safe. Because the NFL is a one possession ball game. That's what we get a lot of times. Like most of our games are one possessions, unless there's a really good team playing a really bad team, then you get your blowouts. Or if you play at Dallas, you get a blowout, I guess. If you got a running game and you play at Dallas, you win, you throw up a 40-burger. So with all that being said, I like what I saw last week from Lamar Jackson. If you haven't seen the breakdown that Brian Baldinger does about him, it's going to be crazy. But I'm going to take the Ravens because I think they found something with this run game. And I want to see Derrick Henry and Vita Vea go heads up a couple times and see where the wheels get broken at here. I like the fact that Zay Flowers is on point right now. He's playing a very good brand of football. He's doing a little bit of everything. He's the one that's bailing Lamar out. And I hate to disagree with you, Jack. Now, he may not ever be mistaken for Ozzie Newsome, or Shannon Sharp, but this kid Isaiah Likely, he got the fire, he got the glow. Yeah, dog, he gonna play some ball for you. So my pick is Ravens, and I'm gonna take the over because I think we can get some points.
Okay, good pick.
Antonio Boone said Ravens by 3. Derrick Henry will be the difference maker.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And V. Williams said we are going to win.
I like that.
I love it.
I like that she actually made a sentence. She normally just says, good show. I'm glad she went off topic. That's that's another way we know it's changing.
Yeah. Now, as far as the Buccaneers, I like what you said, Jack, about Baker Mayfield. He wants to win. Baker Mayfield has changed an awful lot. I couldn't stand him in college. It took me watching Hard Knocks and watching how he wanted to be a student of the game and he wanted to study under Tyrod to be better. And I'm thinking that, you studying under pretty daggone good backup quarterback that knows his game. So yeah, and he showed the dedication of coming to the facility. If Tyrod Taylor pulled up at 4:55, at 4:55 and 5 seconds, Baker Mayfield was pulling up.
But they didn't have to pull up during the training camp. Remember, y'all don't remember this?
Oh, when they had
the camper.
Yeah, they had the camper, but before they had the camper, he had to pull up. He was like, yeah, he goes in the building.
Oh, okay.
At this time, and I think they had Kevin Hogan was the third quarterback, so he brung breakfast. I think he was the only one that was married, so he had to stay at home. So he would bring breakfast in the morning, and they would go and watch film. I was so on the Cleveland hype train after that because I was like, I see the work that they're putting in. Go ahead, Jack.
I'm sorry that you interrupt you mid paragraph there, but the Ravens are favored by 3, not the Bucks.
Did I read that wrong? I think I read that wrong. That's on me because I was in charge of lines.
It was confusing me the whole time I was looking at it. I'm like, man, I swear I just put down on the Ravens -3.5. It's Ravens -3.5 is what I copy. I mean, I'm on MGM. It's ain't no different than FanDuel.
You're absolutely right. Ravens 3.5. I apologize.
I just want to make sure our fans and our listeners get the proper numbers.
And I appreciate that, Jack. I appreciate that because I read that wrong. So thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
I know exactly what happened, dog. You was doing the lines, and you weren't like normally we do the lines where we try to keep wherever the number is with the team that is favored. We always try to put it right by the favorite, but you was just typing it out real quick. That's all that happened.
Yes, sir.
I've done that a million times. I've even put the wrong games together.
So what did you take on this one here, KG?
Well,
did you
Ravens gonna win this? Even with them being +3.5, I think they'll score a touchdown late and be up by like 4 or 5 going into the
Ravens -3.5.
I'm sorry. So I still think they'll win this no matter what, Jack. And they'll cover the spread. Let's just say it that way.
I'm gonna take the Buccaneers in this one because they got Baker Mayfield, but Craig Erickson is not walking through that door. And then Lamar Jackson on the other side, he's no Scott Mitchell, but I think he'll get it done. It'll be a close game again, but not as high scoring. So give me Buccaneers 26, Ravens 20.
Under.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
So is the point of this game that we're playing to name the bad obscure quarterbacks?
I'm just naming obscure quarterback because if I named a bad obscure quarterback, I could have named like Testaverde wasn't bad, but I could have named like Jim Zorn. He played with the Buccaneers.
I just want to get the catch of the game
because I could have named Stoney Case. You know, Permian High School national champion Stoney Case that played for Baltimore for years. He was a third-string quarterback for years.
All right, let's go.
All right. You got Chiefs versus Niners. Niners are one. Now, make sure I got this, because this right here baffled me. I looked at this 3 times. I know I got this right, but the Niners are 1.5 point favorites. Over under is 47.5. Head scratcher here, but gentlemen, Jack Carr, take this one away.
Sir. Definitely surprised to see that. I thought Kansas City would have been favored by 4 or 5. San Francisco is sitting at 3-3, man. They need a win. I don't know. This is gonna be another good game, man, that I think we should all be watching. KC undefeated, San Fran 3-3. I think San Fran gonna pull one out their hat and defeat and hand Kansas City their first loss. Patty Mahomes is gonna ball out. I think we're gonna see some big scores today. I think we're going to see we're not going to see no 50 spots like yesterday in NCAA football, but I think we're going to see some big scores today. I take San Fran in a tight one and the over.
All right, so we got the Chiefs versus the Niners here. Well, maybe this is, since we want obscure quarterbacks, maybe this is the battle for the Elvis Gerback shillelagh. You know what I'm saying?
Gerback Hammer.
So I don't know why it looks like Jack got a serial killer in his background. Like at any moment he gonna get taken out. But
I'm working on my lighting, dude. I'm doing different things every show. I'm trying to get
it's
it right.
cool, dog. I love it. I just every now and then I look up and I'm like, oh man.
Oh,
Jack
over on the
about to go.
side where the jackets are. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
it.
I'm like Jack about to get taken out. Oh man.
It's
But,
Halloween season up.
Seriously, I like this ball game because the Chiefs have always just found a way to win, but they struggle with the San Fran defense. I think Werner or one of the safeties for the Chiefs, for the Niners, gets an interception. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna believe. I'm gonna take the Niners with the points, and I think this does go under. Like I see this being like this is gonna be a dirty under too. It's gonna be like a 24-20. Like we get right up to the number, close to it, but not over. It's like that person that bets the dollar on The Price is Right.
Oh man, I don't see how the Chiefs are 5-0. Number one, the Chiefs should be at
Do what
least
they got to do.
3-2, 4-1 at best, but 5-0, I don't see it.
You still going back on that pass interference stuff? Look at you.
Of course.
Man, they did what they had to do to win. Don't give Patty no time. He gonna put points on the board, and that damn kicker's money with Butcher.
Butker.
He's money.
I had him in fantasy a couple of years ago. Him and Justin Tucker are like automatic. You know,
Tuck seems like he's fading a little bit this year.
Seemed like he lost his confidence.
I know he's missed a few big ones.
Yeah, seems like it's Harbaugh said it's his mechanics.
Well, when you got perfection for so long, somebody do to stumble. I mean, I'm not knocking him. I think he's still top of his game, but kickers, shit, they can kick till 45 or so, and Tucker's healthy, fit as a fiddle. But yeah, back to Kansas City. I think that kicker's money.
Give me
breaking. Jacksonville 31, New England 16. Tank Bigsby with his second touchdown today. Oh, that's killing me because I think I took him out of my lineup.
Oh shit! I forgot that it was even a game on this morning. Damn, we covered it on Thursday. I forgot. Niners. I think the Niners pull this one out. This is gonna be low scoring, dirty. Give me the under. Give me the Niners. 17, Chiefs 13. Just checking in, he said Detroit Lions will win by 4 or 5 points.
Hey, Justin. Yeah, I don't see Kansas City only scoring 13 points. Ain't happening. Blue Magic guarantee. They score more than 13. Hey, you wait till my Dodgers guarantee comes through tonight.
Yeah, because that comes through. We got to figure out what we're going to do with that. So
you ain't doing nothing with that. You're going to just bow down and watch them get the trophy.
Next up, Texans versus Packers. Packers are 2.5-point favorites. Over under is 48.5. The Texans are division leading 5-1.
Mm-hmm.
The Pack
4-2.
Number 2? No, shoot, they last in the division.
But that division is tight, dude. Last place is 4-2.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, will we have a year where the whole entire division makes the playoffs? Gentleman Jack, take it away.
Yeah, Green Bay and that NFC North, man. Like I said, last place 4-2, first place 5-1. That division is popping like popcorn, man. So matching up with the Houston Texans, 5-1 Texans now. I just think Jordan Love is hitting his stride and running that offense with confidence now. Stroud, Mixon, both of them can be explosive at any time. His wide receiver core is tight over in Texas. There's going to be some great games on the day. I really, on paper, it looks like 6 great matchups today. But I'm going to take the 4-2 Green Bay Packers to defeat the Texans today, and we're going to go under on this game. Jordan Love going to get two touchdown passes. So Green Bay and an under for me on this, guys.
In keeping with the game, or I should say in keeping with the bit, I'll say for the Packers, Lynn Dickey will not be walking through that door today. And for the Texans, I'll say Matt Schaub will not be walking through that door today. In terms of keeping it real, I just want to go out on them now. Hey, KG, can you give me a single box?
Oh, Lord.
No. This has to be done. If he's paying attention, hopefully we can get it. It's gonna be real
What's
quick.
Love got to do with it, Midnight Rider?
I gotta CJ Stroud. If you're watching, I know you watch sometimes. I want to apologize to you and my fellow Houston Texans because I've been off the bandwagon. I've picked against you, and today I get back. We're gonna get back in stride again. All right. I'm just so happy.
Wait. What was that? What was that last one?
Huh?
What you said we're gonna do? We gonna get where?
Back in stride again.
I'm just happy to see you and me back in stride again.
Yes, sir. So I got the Houston Texans winning this ball game outright. I have this going over. This is going to be one of those. I'm keen with these things, but I think this is going to be a 30. No, I don't think I'm going to give them 30. It's going to be like a 27-24 type of ball game. I think they get up the scoreboard. I think they get over the over, but I mean, you're going to be sweating it to the end. So like get your towel, you know what I'm saying? Because this is going to be a real sweat to get the over. And by the way, the Jags just went final 32-16 over the Patriots.
Jags needed that, but
Yeah, they did. Give me. I want to take the Packers in this one. They got Jordan Love, and I know Don Wojciechowski is not walking through the door.
Oh, the Magic Man.
Of course.
Magic Man.
And I know for the Texans, CJ Stroud doesn't have to look over his shoulder because Matt Schaub is not walking through the door.
I already used that one. But it's
You
okay.
did? I didn't hear. Okay. David Carr not walking through that door. I mean, you don't get no worse than that.
Yo, wound today.
But give me the Packers in this one with the 2.5. This is going to be another close one. Give me 28-25. Packers just barely cover it. So 28-25 and the over.
Nice pick.
Now coming up to the Titans versus Bills. Bills are 9-point favorites. Over under is 41.5. The Gentleman Jack, you have the floor. Oh, and the Bills are hold on. Let me get back to my
9 point.
and they're 4-2, and the
1-4.
1-4. So you got 1-4 versus 4-2, and Mason Rudolph is starting as the boss. BJ said earlier.
Yeah. BG ain't got nothing to worry about today. Buffalo gonna wax Tennessee today. Wax them. Rudolph, he ain't gonna know what hit him, man. I think Buffalo should be dialing up the blitzes today. I say shoot, blitz 60%, man. They should have that boy running for his life. Buffalo gonna win big. Buffalo in the over for me.
So for this ball game, it's interesting. Because Josh Allen doesn't have to worry about the ghost of JP Lossman. And of course, Mason Rudolph, they probably need the ghost of Steve McNair to fill his boots. Because woo, it's gonna be interesting.
Boys.
even though the Bills defense is a little banged up, you might want to throw him in your lineup if you got him in fantasy because this could be an interesting ball game.
Interceptions.
Yeah, but you know what, Jack? I almost think Mason Rudolph will do enough to give them a professional enough offense with Pollard and Spears and company in the backfield that they're going to do just enough to cover that 9. I don't think they get blown out. I think they lose by a 7 or 8. I think they get a cheap like that 30. Like last week, when Baltimore beat the Skins, it was 30-23. I think it's gonna be kind of one of those things, and that you get to that 23 with a late touchdown. So I think Rudolph is going to actually get them to the over. But I think the Titans cover the 9. So I'd take the Titans plus 9 and over 41.5.
Midnight Rider, I wanna say this in my Jackie Gleason voice. Ain't no way.
I'm telling you, if you paid attention to Pittsburgh last year, Mason Rudolph got them to 8-8.
So you going Buffalo in the over?
No, I'm taking the Titans to cover.
Okay, Bubba.
Yeah,
I do think
it's going to hit the over.
Yeah. It's going to hit the over because Buffalo going to score a shit ton of points. That's why.
Okay.
You watch. I'll text you later.
Only way.
Hopefully it's a 1 o'clock game because then I'll be in the car, so I can't respond back to you directly.
I'm driving.
Yeah,
I'm driving notification.
Yeah, I'm driving, Hoss.
Yeah, I hate that. I don't care.
Only way the Titans are going to make this a close game is if the Bills trot out Alex Van Pelt and he's not walking through that door.
You guys, something with that.
I think the Bills have a great game running, passing, and everything. This is going to be, like the boss BJ said, an FCS team. They're not going to struggle. Mason Rudolph has never impressed me. He didn't impress me in Pittsburgh. He wasn't the heir apparent in Pittsburgh, and I knew that. He doesn't impress me in Tennessee. And if Tennessee wants to win this game, I guess Kerry Collins needs to walk through that door.
Good pull. Good pull.
So
Curry.
Give me the Bills with this running away. The Bills will score 41 by themselves. Give me the Bills 41-10. It's going to be close early. Bills are going to blow it open. And then that's it.
Vince Young ain't walking through that door.
Jesse said 34-30 Minnesota. Detroit over Minnesota.
I like that.
And 32-16 just ended in London. Jacksonville over New England. We got that. That was a
Jesse,
game.
If we missed anything, Jesse, throw it in the comments so that way we can be as up to date and as efficient as possible.
I think who the boy they just got from Cleveland, Cooper?
Yes, Amari Cooper.
I think they're going to get Cooper in the offense early. I definitely think so. I think it's going to get spread out between Cooper, Kincaid, and what's that boy on the outside? Shakur's out, right?
Shakir. Yeah, Shakir.
He's out, right?
I'm waiting for that to come across. I don't have the access to the best.
I looked at it this morning, but
best
I can't
pregame
remember.
show in the land on NFL Network because they showed the Germany game. So I'm not sure. I'll see if I see anything on ESPN.
I think Allen's going to spread that ball around, and as I said, he's going to get Cooper involved early. I really do think so. And like you said, Cooper's a hard-working dog. He ain't got time.
But the thing about Cooper, you got to figure out which Cooper you're getting. Because if he's determined, he can catch everything. But when he's not happy, he likes to drop it.
He does got dropouts sometimes. Yeah, I've seen it. But man, you come to a team, a 4-2 team from a down team, man, that should pick you up right there.
That should
pick you up right there.
Something earlier. I don't like the backtrack, but I'm gonna backtrack for this one point because you talked about Baker in Cleveland, and I'm still of the note. I want to see. I wish we could go back. You probably got it somewhere on Google, but the number of drops that Baker had during his time in Cleveland. I felt like OBJ dropped the ball on him. I felt Jarvis Landry dropped it. And then built like Tarzan, plays like Jane, David Njoku. I think he drop some balls on him, and I think that's where Baker's struggles came from. And I don't think people talk about drop passes because when you drop a pass on a quarterback, you take yourselves out of plus situations and leave yourself either behind the sticks, and that's tough because you then as a quarterback you thinking, well, where else can I put the football and he going to catch it? I mean, only other better way I can deliver it sometimes is going up to you and handing it to you, and I know I can't do that.
Okay. Next up, this game right here. Oh my goodness. The Panthers versus the Commanders. Commanders are hosting 9.5-point favorites. It's been years since I've seen a line like that. 51.5 is the over-under. Today is a special day in DC. Darrell Green got the key to the city. He also got a few things going on, but he also is getting his number retired today, which is a game that I wanted us to be at, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I talked to my wife about it, and I told her, I said, I'm kind of scared to squad up with Jack and Midnight Rider, the boss BJ, and everybody to go to a game because these people are acting absolute fools at these games, man. I don't want nobody in harm's way. So, it's just like rather than put yourself in a situation, just I'll back off and I'll watch from home. At least I know I'm safe there.
It'd be a good time, and I definitely think we should do something like that in our future, no matter what kind of ball game it is, baseball, basketball, football, hockey, wrestling, I don't care. We should definitely send the Sideline Junkie crew out to some events.
Most definitely. Looking at this, somebody said last week, they was like, I wonder if Darrell Green still runs a sub 4.3 40. And of course, they showed video of him working out just a couple of weeks ago. Still got the moves, still in shape, 60-some years old, still running a sub 4.3 in the 40. Somebody said, well, can we let St. Juice go into retirement and bring Darrell Green back? I said, man, do you understand what the hell would happen? Our defense would be so much better, but
oh, Lord.
I'm gonna leave it alone. But I hope that I hope he pulls a John Riggins today. He comes out in full uniform. That's what I hope. But gentleman Jack, Panthers versus Commanders. What you got?
Do either of you know who's starting at QB today for Carolina?
Andy Dalton.
That's right. That's right. Big Red. That's right. I mean, I think Dalton's going to throw the ball around, but this Washington offense is going to be too much for Carolina today. I look for Jaden Daniels to have a big game with his arm and his feet. I think Jaden going to run for at least 40 yards. I think Jaden might get close to that 300-yard mark today. I'd love to see him get a 300-yard game. Defense, Washington defense. Corners got to tighten up. They got to tighten up, period. They're playing like crap. But we got Mr. Newton starting today for Allen, who is out for the year with a pec injury. So let's see if the rookie Newton from Illinois can do what he do. Because I had big hopes. I was happy that Washington drafted him. So I think the defense is going to pressure Andy Dalton a lot. I think Dalton's going to get his, but Washington's going to win by a couple touchdowns. So I'm going to go Washington in the under. I don't see 51 going up today.
Well, we know that Jaden Daniels doesn't have to worry about Heath Schuler coming in to save the day. And on the other side of the ledger, maybe Andy Dalton wished they could bring back Jake Delhomme because maybe he'd be more hope than Andy Dalton is. But this ball game, I'm excited, but I think we have the biggest line on the slate today, Jack?
Yes, sir. Half a point higher than Buffalo, Tennessee.
So I'm going to take the Panthers to cover the 9.5 because so far the trend has been the team with the biggest line.
It has.
They've actually won outright. but I don't think they win outright. I think the Commanders are mature enough as a team to handle this ball game. But I think the problem we're going to have is we're going to know the name of Chuba Hubbard. We're going to know that name real well because this Panthers line from guard to guard, they're solid. They're well put together. I watched a couple tapes on them. Again, Baldy's breakdowns. If you guys don't follow Brian Baldinger on Instagram, you get tape and he breaks it down. He puts it on the people that you're supposed to. He isolates the film to who you're supposed to be looking at. They're great updates. He has a great one about Jaden Daniels. He has a great one about the Panthers O-line and Chuba Hubbard. And I was big on Hubbard in the draft scenario, if KG remembers. I was surprised he went to Carolina, but I mean, at that time it was Matt Rule, and Matt Rule said, he called him and said, I got tired of you running 400 yards on me, so you might as well run 400 yards with me. That's how that whole phone call went down. So I think the Panthers cover. I think we hit the under. And this is going to be one of those ones where you're going to be puckered up and upset about this under because I think Carolina scores a touchdown late to make it like 24-27, and it's at 51. And we won't quite go over the number. So I'll take Panthers to cover. Washington wins. And then we hit the under.
Okay. Only way Washington pulls this game out is if Eddie LeBaron comes through that door and takes over for Jaden Daniels. And then he has to be backed up by none other than Patrick Ramsey.
See, I laid off for that one because I thought that's where you were going to go.
I was actually going to go he should 3 times in a row you got my quarterback. But the Panthers could win this game. Only way the Panthers lose this game is if Jimmy Clausen walks through the door for them.
That hurts a little bit, but okay.
It does. It does. Because I had such high hopes for Jimmy Clausen. Jeez. Anyway, the Panthers are just so good. I mean, they got Chuba Hubbard, they got Andy Dalton, and
Lord have
they don't turn quite. And I think this is where they turn it over, and they're just so good. I got to take the Panthers in this one, and I got to take the under. And I mean, yeah, but the Panthers are just so good.
Mm.
I don't know what else to do. So I got to go Panthers and give me the under. It's the only way my brain's going to work, fellas. We got to do this.
I just sit here and wait for it. It's almost like the when I do the Thursday night throwdown. Yeah, it's like it's part of the show now, so I just wait for it.
We got to do this. It's got to be done this way. So
yeah,
I think we're gonna get a very good game, but I think in all actuality, I'm not gonna say which way this game will be over by halftime.
I hate those thoughts.
okay. I got a little NFL news I'd like to share with our folks. New York Jets, as you know, have got the trade with Devontae Adams, so Tay and Rodgers are back together. They also Hassan Reddick ended his holdout, and they're gonna work on a short-term deal, and they waived his $12 million in fines. So Reddick will not be playing against Pittsburgh, but should be in the lineup next week. And man, if he's the beast he's been the past couple of years, and during this holdout, which was a long holdout, 6 weeks is a long time. If he's stayed in shape and he's ready to ball next week, New York's got another offensive weapon, and they got a defensive Pro Bowler back. So Jets 2-4, I believe, right now. It's time for them to make the turn. So I just want to tell you some NFL news. Hassan Reddick has ended his holdout with New York Jets.
All right.
Just don't
And Drake
forget.
May starting today too for New England.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked up and down. He looked like a rookie quarterback today.
Yep, Drake May started today.
All right. Really quick. What you eating today?
I'm making spaghetti. Doing
I'm not
something
sure. It's Mama Carr's birthday. It's my wife's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Mama Carr.
So we probably gonna go out and get some grub somewhere.
We already know, right, that Miss Carr is already being like, whenever her time is done on Earth, she just goes to heaven automatically and becomes a saint because she dealt with Jack for all these years. We
No
already
doubt.
know this. It's a
No
guarantee. That's a blue magic guarantee.
Yes, sir. No doubt.
KG?
We're having, I know we're cooking party wings. I don't know if she's gonna bake them, air fry them, or what, but I think, she's gonna bake and fry party wings.
Hello.
So that's always great. 4:00 game, so we'll have that done. I'm gonna have to go out and find some chunky blue cheese dressing for them, and we good to go.
Yes, sir.
Chunky blue cheese dressing?
Yeah, it's got to be chunky blue cheese.
Okay. I mean,
I like chunky. Chunkier the better.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
like
Now,
no.
if I can find blue cheese crumbles to put on my burger, I'm in heaven, man.
Put them on a steak one time, boy. That's money.
Ooh.
Put them on
The only
first.
thing I want to do is I do have 2 burgers I set aside because I made nachos yesterday. I did nachos and then we did chicken tacos yesterday. But I put aside some ground beef for burgers. I'm thinking about if I can get it done. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I might do burgers and then I got some pastrami and like do pastrami on top of the hamburger.
Mm. I'm with it.
I got to double check though, because I might have used off. I don't know if I held off and saved myself off the pastrami last night.
Yeah, man.
All right. So we walking out this door because we got football to watch.
Yep.
So for the gentleman Jack, the
Let's
Midnight
thank some of
Riders.
these- Let me thank some of these listeners. Really, I want to thank Matty Ice for the comments. V Williams, thank you. Antonio Boone, Jesse Young, man. The comments,
Robert
man, we love them. Huh?
Robert Griffith.
Oh yeah, Mr. Robert Griffith. Which one are you?
2 or 3.
But yeah, we need our listeners, our followers. I love when people come into the show and give us the comments, man. You add to our show. So thank you much for all that, guys.
Definitely. And don't forget, we got a jam-packed week this week. We come back with the Tuesday night flight. Then after that, you got In the Passenger Seat with Jack Carr and his backseat driver, the Midnight Rider, on Wednesday. Thursday, you got the Thursday night throwdown. Then Saturday, you get us.
Oh, what happens Thursday?
Oh, the Thursday night throwdown. Yeah. So that's on Thursday. On Saturday, you get the greatest fictitious sports show of all time in the Gridiron. Then you get us in the evening with the Saturday Night WrestleManiacs. So it's no reason why you're not here. So if you haven't liked, subscribed, and shared us all over social media, I'm going to need you to go ahead and do that now. So until Tuesday, and we'll see if Jack's Blue Magic Guarantee comes through because the game's tomorrow night. But until Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We did a little overtime today, but we are out of here.